Starting now. All right. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, class.
Good.
Present.
I'm growing my hair out long. What do you guys think?
I love it. Do you remember being a little kid and trying to come up with a cool way of saying I'm here for roll call?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fucking available. I'm available. Horny.
Yep.
Tired.
The one kid who said present was also the same kid who went cha 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 during the birthday song.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Big theater energy from present.
Big I need the attention, you know. Or at the end of the birthday song going and many more.
The first time a kid did that to me, I mean, I grew up kind of rural. I was like, dude, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Like, I'm gonna beat you up for that. That pissed me off.
Did you guys? There were different things you could add into the Rudolph. Remember? Like
yeah.
saying
What
Rudolph.
were they?
I remember one time. It's like Santa came to say, and one of the kids. This, by the way, this was back when you could sing Rudolph in school, before the woke mob took over. Before the war on Christmas.
What did they do to my boy Rudolph?
She said Santa came to say, "Pass the ketchup," and it just lit up the room in a way that.
Damn.
I think.
Could you imagine Santa saying, "Pass the ketchup"? Could you imagine Santa going, "Check, please"?
Oh my
Check,
God.
please. Santa going, "I'll have what that little boy's having."
How about Santa on vacation down on the beach in Cancun, like beginning of January? It's a pretty fun thing to imagine. He's just getting back.
Dude, imagine what a huge asshole he must be right before Christmas to work for. You know, you're like, dude, he's so fucking stressed out. He has to go to literally every house in the world on Saturday. He's really stressed out about
furious.
it. Yeah, he's like, Argh! He's a fucking asshole.
The idea that he can't do it either.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't.
Too old.
He's like, I can't do this. I have to go to every house.
I can't believe they expect me to do this.
I can't believe I can't believe I'm self-employed and I made this job for myself.
It's times like these that I hate being magic.
Yeah. He's filling out he's got to fill out a 1099.
Yeah. They give so
he's
much
doing
money
his own
back.
taxes.
Well, you'd think he'd be a charity, right? He would be like he'd probably be getting money back. You would think.
You'd think.
Yeah. But not
donating,
since the war on Christmas.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, a billionaire should donate to the North Pole.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were going to say to the war on Christmas.
It would be
I was like, brother, they do. His name is George Soros.
It feels like a money laundering scheme. Like rich people would love to donate to Santa. It's like buying a painting or something, you know?
Yeah.
It's like how do you actually track that money, you know?
Yeah. How do you track that money, and how do you express love? Welcome to the We Cool podcast.
Yes.
Cue
Podcast.
music. This is where we get the music going. A lot of people don't know this, but there's no music happening in our end.
No, we have to play that every week. We have to record it at the end of the show.
Yeah, we play that live.
We do it live.
It's
for
super
a
hard to
studio
do it
audience.
on Zoom.
when we do our live podcast, we should open up down and down, 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 down.
Just play it out of your phone.
Bow to down, 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 down.
We have a live.
It's a Carl from Jimmy Neutron. Bow to down, 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 down. Jimmy's mom.
Mm-hmm. Can you blame Carl though?
Can you blame Carl? Can you blame Carl and his fat ass?
Dude, Jimmy's mom's thing was thangin', dude.
She had
that thing dangin'.
She had titties, dude. I will say.
Speaking of titties, I got a new bit. You want to hear my new bit, Tommy?
Yeah.
Grant's heard it. I haven't done it on. Actually, I did it last night in a horrible gig. I'll tell you guys about it. It's you know how there's a stigma with male gynecologists where people are like, that guy's a fucking pervert. You know?
Sure.
It's like,
yeah.
But dude, you would have to be so horny to go through all of that schooling just to like touch a vagina. You know what I mean? Like I like to imagine like dumb guy who's really horny and he's like in school to be a gynecologist and he's taking the test and he's just like, all right, eyes on the prize here, Frank. If you finish this out, one day you'll get to touch a vagina and something is wrong with it. You know, he's in class, he's asking questions. He's like, yeah, teach, when is we supposed to kiss the ladies? Like, you don't kiss them. He's like, oh, okay, yeah. And he's like, but how much is you supposed to pay the lady afterwards? And he's like, actually, they pay you. And he's like, they do what? I get to do what? And they do what?
We're gonna be rich. He's like elbowing the person next to him.
Yeah, he's like, did you hear that? They're gonna pay us to touch the women. He's like, so yeah, teach. Well, a quick question here. And you tell me if I'm totally way out of line, okay? But would it be totally unethical, totally wrong to put your mouth on the woman's boobie while you're doing the examination? They're like, yeah, actually, that'd be. I think if a good rule of thumb for you is just if you have to ask if it's totally out of line.
In gynecology school, the professor's like, welcome to Gynecology 101. There are dumb questions.
Yeah.
This is the only class where there are dumb questions, so tread lightly.
Hey, not for nothing, teach, but how you not fall in love with them? Oh, what? I thought there was no dumb questions. I was just ask a question.
He only thinks he can take a look at his wife's pussy, and he's like, business is not doing so well, boss.
Teach, how do you make the camera shutter sound on your phone not go off? How do you
turn the flash off on your phone?
Yeah, I got into this for the wrong reasons. I'm one of these guys who got into this business for the wrong reasons. Yeah. Do we wear aprons, or how do you hide your massive erection?
Listen, so I am a pervert. I do want to be clear.
Hello, registered pervert, also licensed gynecologist. Went through a lot of schooling to become this big of a pervert.
Yeah, I think so that didn't. You're telling me.
That's my new bit that I'm kicking. But I was in Fairchild, Wisconsin, dude. This guy had a hat, and it was like the light up hats where it's like a little electronic billboard hat almost.
You're telling me like a Skechers hat?
It felt like
it's like an LED sign, almost
yeah,
like you can program what it says.
Yes,
kinda.
and brother did he. So it said fuck Joe Biden, but it was 4 letters at a time. So it'd go fuck, and then you'd have to wait 5 seconds, and then it would go Joe, and then you wait 4 seconds, and then it's I didn't. It's just like, God, dude, you dumb motherfucker.
Great.
But yeah, they were loud, dude. You would because they were having fun, but they just don't. It's like, dude, you know what it is? It's like if you try to do comedy for wild animals. And you're like, no, just listen. I promise you. So what would happen is
they were that in Dublin. They're just
dude, I would start a joke, and then like I get to the premise, that gets a laugh, and then they start riffing. And I had to be like, guys, all right, love what you're doing, but I promise you the guy who's getting paid to be funny, I promise you that the thing I thought of before this might be funnier than the thing you're just gonna riff right now.
No, they're already sold. Maybe. They're already sold on the joke. Dude, I was actually okay. I did like 14 or shows in Dublin or whatever, and one of the crowds, only one of them was like a bunch of Conor McGregor fucks, which is like a certain type of guy in Dublin, like from Dublin, and like they're like the gangsters.
They've been hit so much they think they are Conor McGregor.
Dude, they think they're Conor McGregor, and they were like really fun too.
Yeah.
That would be a very easy to trap to fall into if you were that like primed to be that guy.
That guy, he looks just like me, dude.
Yeah. Dude, it's so interesting because like
and he loves fighting. I love fighting.
Dude, and it's so interesting because in the U.S. you have like your hard dudes, and you kind of like you can clock them. You know, you got your exactly.
They look like this.
They look like that.
Hop over on the YouTube, folks.
Hop over on the YouTube
to see in 3 Dublin, American hard dudes.
Dude, we're so hard. I'm hard below the waist. Listen,
one and a half hard dudes.
Coming to Fox this summer.
Coming to ONN. 1.5 hard dudes.
But dude, Dublin, and there's like very, very sweet people in Ireland for the most part. but there is like a certain guy, and he's like wearing like an Adidas windbreaker or like North Face windbreaker or like long sleeve like club soccer jersey, and he's just like walking down the street like blasting cigs, and they always go like, and it's not even that cold out, but they go like this with their hands. Like they'll be on the corner, and they'll be like, they'll just be blowing on their hands, like
keeping them warm, so when they punch someone in the
yeah,
head, it doesn't
like
hurt.
I feel like guys in New York, like they hit their hands together, like when they talk, like, you know, they'll be like, hold on, I'll put my mic down.
Yeah,
like,
they
they'll
do
be like yeah, so
yeah.
you know, so I'm doing this, and then in Dublin they're like,
I kind of like it.
Yeah, it's crazy. But dude, I just did my joke about jacking off, and I just like started off. I was like, I've been jacking off by memory recently, and then the guys were just like, yeah, and I'm just like, all right, nothing has been said yet.
Yeah, this is
so
this is barely even the premise.
Hammered too. It was like a 7 p.m. show. Hammered.
Of course, Dublin.
They drink. It's not like they really like. They're like, okay, this is our stereotype. Let's like turn it up even. Let's turn up the volume even more. You know,
a lot of Guinness.
Dublin.
Like they love fucking Guinness. Did you drink a lot of Guinness?
I drank a lot of Guinness, but everybody drinks Guinness.
Yep.
It's like the locals. Like it's not like.
It's just what everybody drinks.
It's not like because, you know, I didn't know what to expect. I've been going everywhere not knowing what to expect because I don't know fucking anything. I've never been anywhere.
Say that about anywhere you go.
I don't. But I've done no research on anything, which is like a very fun thing that like travel is like an idiot, you know, because like then when you see something cool, you're just like, that's where the thing is. I had no idea that was here. Like I was going on a run in Lisbon, and you know the big Jesus on a mountain. There's the one in Brazil, and then there's a one in Lisbon. Mm-hmm. There's one in Portugal, and they're both in books. They're both in like textbooks growing. And I had no idea. I just didn't know that one was in Portugal. Mm-hmm. And I was on a run, and then I saw
dude, am
it.
I in Brazil?
Dude, I was like, but there's like two of them, and I was like, oh, that's here.
Yeah,
that's I was like, look at that. And then I was like, look.
That's the big man.
I was like, that's the guy. I knew.
I've read about him.
I was like, I read about Santa.
Santa.
I've
been a good boy.
I might. That's funny. I might post that on Twitter and be like, I love you, Santa Claus.
So good to see Santa taking a vacation.
But no, they really do love. Guinness. It's so much Guinness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In Dublin, yeah. But they're very, very drunk, very They're very like Fargo, the crowds.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and then London, they were a little bit more reserved.
Are they posh?
I had one really great crowd in London, but they're a little bit more like they think Dublin. The Irish are just happy anyone's hanging out.
Yeah,
they're kind of like British are like cats, and then Irish are dogs.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're just like they're like, you want to hang out and drink, and then they're like your best. Like I did like the Irish a little bit more, but when you get British, but British take a little more to warm up too. I think
the British also kept trying to grab you and say that you're theirs now. Which is something that's frustrating as an Irish man going to.
It's so crazy because the British want to be Americans. I'm sorry, but they want to be Americans. Like they copy our culture the most. See, everywhere else they're nicer to Americans because they don't fucking want to. They don't care. Like Dublin is like, we have our own thing.
Yeah.
They love themselves, and then the British are like, oh, you're from New York. Well, you know, London's also, and it's like, okay, that's great.
Yeah, you have no good food, dude. No good food has ever come out of here except the ones that you stole from India.
Dude, no, the best food is all the Indian kebab and Turkish food.
Yeah.
Which, hot take, the shawarma kebab, it's better than New York City because I think their meat's better.
I like how they do like it's more like a burrito as well.
Yeah.
Like
dude, the lamb,
like,
the lamb in London. It's crazy. You've been to London, Grant. You're a worldly man.
I actually haven't been to London. I really want to go, but I would love to. Yeah, I've heard. The Indian food there is just on point.
Yeah, it's
blah blah blah. You know where else the Indian food is good? Fucking Farmington. We got great Indian food here.
Honestly, I bet you guys have one Indian restaurant that's awesome.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
We have a really good Mexican restaurant, and I asked my neighbors when we moved here because we were like unloading stuff, and we saw them, and I introduced myself, and then I was like, "Yeah, we're gonna go grab lunch," and I was like, "We're gonna go to Nachos," and I'd been there before. I knew it was good.
It's called Nachos.
Yeah, and the lady.
I love it. I like it when the Mexican restaurant names their Mexican restaurant in a small town like Ola or something.
Yeah, well, that's what they do. It's that, and then there's like some taco about it. I think it's the other one.
Yeah,
but
they like ask a white guy. They're like, "What should what should we name our restaurant?"
It's smart.
Yeah, Nachos is good though. It looks like it used to be a laundromat. That's a good sign of a good Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
So
that's so true.
I tell the lady. Same with Chinese restaurants too. The more if you can still see the wall outlets from where the washing machine went in, you're about to have one of the best experiences.
If they're doing their dishes in a washing machine, that's a good sign.
Yeah, dude. Honestly,
which all the dishes won't break if you just pack them in really tightly.
Yep. It just has to be full.
It has to be very, very full. There can't be any space to move around.
But I'm talking to one of my neighbors. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna go to Nachos for lunch, and she like kind of crinkles her nose. I was like, what's wrong with Nachos? And she was like, there's just better places. Then I was like, all right, well, what are some recommendations? And they were like, well, the bowling alley has the best burger in town. I'm like, fuck you. You just don't like Mexican food, dude.
She's probably right, though. I bet you the bowling alley does have fire burgers.
Grant, when you come for due days, you want to go to the bowling alley and get a burger?
What's due days?
Okay, hold on. This is a sick ass. I'm gonna
Farmington exclusive deep cut.
I've been doing this as a bit. It's been hitting pretty hard. Okay, so second day we move in, one of our neighbors.
I'm sorry. Can I interrupt you for a second?
Yeah.
We should maybe change the. We should do a segment called "I've been doing this as a bit" with Ryan Call.
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of clicking on all cylinders lately, but
that's true.
Second day we move in. Second day we're here. Neighbor comes up. He goes, "You guys gonna be here for due days?" And we're like, "What the fuck is due days?" And my brain went 3 places. Okay, first place my brain went was, did all the women in Farmington get pregnant on the same day, and then they're gonna give birth? And that's a good guess, but it's not that. Second guess was, are we celebrating? You know that thing that develops on grass in the morning, and you walk through it barefoot, and it's like refreshing and kind of nice, and it's like, yeah, dew. And I was like, that's a good guess, but that isn't it. And then the third place my mind went, I was like, dude, are we celebrating fucking Mountain Dew? And you bet we are, dude. In the 1970s,
no way.
Pepsi did a study, and they found out that per capita, Farmington drank more Mountain Dew than anyone else in the world.
No.
And Farmington found out about it, and they were like, fuck yeah, we do. We're going to celebrate that.
We do.
We do that.
We do that.
We do Mountain Dew that. But so then the neighbor's like, yeah, we're going to be.
Do you take him to be your lawfully wedded wife? Yeah. I Mountain Dew.
Yeah, you do have to say that. You Mountain Dew have to say that.
I'm Mountain Dew. Take her to be my.
That's the one thing I don't like about living in Farmington. Anytime you say I do, you have to say I Mountain Dew, because we are a corporate entity now. But so the guy goes, yeah, there's going to be.
Your Honor, I did not Mountain Dew that. I did not.
Yeah. I plead not Mountain Dew. Boo! Boo! Kill him! So he goes.
I Mountain didn't do that.
I Mountain Boo!
Yeah. So he goes, yeah, we're going to be drinking Mountain Dew, and then there's going to be bed races. And I was like, dude, was the mayor in the 70s a fucking 12-year-old? Who came up with this idea? They're like, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to drink Mountain Dew all day. You're going to get your bed. I'm going to get my bed. We're going to waste some down the fucking street.
And we're going to stay up all night.
Dude, Ryan did this.
All night, yeah.
Ryan did this joke the other night at Sisyphus, and while he's doing that voice, Pearl looks over at me and goes, he's really good at accents. And I was like, okay, yeah, I guess. And then she came up to him afterwards and was like, you're really good at doing a British accent.
Dude, to be fair, though, I was listening back to the recording because I was like, all right, are there any beats I don't remember? I was like kind of doing a British accent. I was like, all right, I do see why Pearl got that. I was listening to it. I was like, that doesn't sound enough like a little kid. It sounds too much like... There's enough of a gray area there where I was like, I can see why somebody would think British.
Ryan, you don't work on Friday, do you? Can I come on Friday instead of Saturday?
Yeah, come on Friday, brother.
Hell yeah.
So it's the whole weekend.
Dude, it's Tuesday through Sunday.
Holy shit. That's
And
like
most of it is Thursday through Sunday, and there's a parade that goes right in front of my house, I guess.
Dude,
Wow.
we're gonna drink Mountain Dew.
Let's do it. Should we get some like vodka, dude? Let's get
dude,
let's
yeah,
get
get
some
dude
nasty drinks.
get Baja Blast and vodka, dude.
Dude, let's get some fucking nasty drinks.
So
going.
does
Dude, I've been
Mountain Dew,
meaning-
does Mountain Dew sponsor this though? We can move on
not.
after. What?
Probably not, dude.
That's crazy.
I don't know. It just seems like a thing that they latched onto and are like, we finally have culture. We can have a culture, and it's Mountain Dew.
Because it's not
The
branded.
worst-
It's
Dude,
not
I'm gonna be
branded.
honest.
When
No,
I was
it's not.
there, it was just like their banners that just say Dew Days without
Yeah,
like the Mountain Dew
they
logo.
don't even say Mountain Dew Days. It's just Dew Days.
Yeah.
So I think,
Everybody knows.
dude, it's also easily the worst soft drink to be like, yes, that is us, dude. Mountain Dew sucks ass.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you, dude.
Really?
A little
I
bit.
think I would
never
put Mountain
drink
Dew.
it. I never drink it, but when you do have it every once in a while, you're like, I
When
get
you
it.
Mountain Dew have
Yeah,
it?
I'm like, I get why people basically die because of this drink. Like,
I
I was in a Taco Bell once, and I might have said this on the pod, but there were some guys ahead of me in Taco. This is like in Minneapolis. This is on like the Taco Bell in like Lake Street, and there's some like chiller guys ahead of me, and they're like, dude, and they're like probably doing a joke, but they're like, dude, this Taco Bell brews the best Baja Blast, and I was like, that's awesome.
They don't fucking brew it, you idiot. They're not brewing it. It's not in a fucking cauldron when they're stirring it.
To be like, but you know how people go like, oh, dude, this like this is the best this Mexican Coke is like the best at this place, you know, or whatever.
Yeah.
They're like, dude, this Taco Bell brews the best Baja
It's
Blast.
so funny.
that
I
is
was like,
awesome.
that's awesome, dude. Yeah, that's crazy that like Lisbon was having their big festival when I was there, and it was because of like Saints or whatever. And Farmington's having their big festival just because
The patron saint of Farmington is just Mountain Dew.
It's a guy with fucking diabetes.
It's a can of Mountain Dew.
It's a guy with diabetes hopping over like 5 buses doing double pits to chesty acts, and
Oh man, I
Dude.
forgot about that, dude.
dude,
Holy shit.
double pits to chesty. Dude, I bought Axe body spray because like I was just in like a pharmacy and they didn't. I don't know. I just needed something to make my clothes because I haven't been doing my laundry and I haven't had time. But I thought
You've been
about
over
double
there
pits
for a while now.
Dude, I'm running on like my last 2. I have to do laundry tomorrow. I have one more pair of socks, one more pair of undies. I've been here for 2 weeks.
Nice.
Or
Tommy
more.
Tommy
So-
walking around
six-
only in socks
four-
and underwear. He's like, yeah, this is all I got left, man. It's laundry day. What? I thought this was Europe. I thought this is fine here.
Yeah.
Dude, you
Yeah,
gotta,
they don't. Huh?
next year you got to come to Farmington for Dew Days. You've been
Dude,
listen, man. You went to Europe. You're in Europe. You're experiencing Europe. Come
Yeah.
experience what the real world's like.
Dude, I might have to. I might have to go to Farmington.
Make the
That might be
pilgrimage.
the only. I might only have money to go to Farmington. I don't think I'll have any money for like 3 years after this.
Me too, dude. Me too.
Yeah. Well, you just bought a house, so.
Yeah, it's so expensive, dude. Did I tell you? Oh my god, can I tell you about the nightmare I had the other night?
Like a dream, like a
Yeah.
real nightmare.
Horrible nightmare. Okay, so
Oh, I'm sorry.
I've been having really bad nightmares since we got the house that something
Yeah.
horrible happens to the house.
Oh,
And, so I have this dream where the house is flooding. And
Yeah. with Mountain Dew.
yeah, with Mountain Dew. And I can't find the water main shut off. And my parents are there and Miranda's there. And I'm running around trying to find the water main shut off. And I see them and I'm like, dude, we got to get the water main shut off because the house is flooding. It's going to fuck up everything. And they don't care at all. They're like, we're going to go to the zoo.
And this
And I'm
means
like-
that they don't listen to you.
Yeah, so then I'm like, dude, what the fuck? So I'm trying to find the water main shut off. All of a sudden, there's a Mexican family in my house,
Uh-huh.
and they're selling drugs. And I'm
Did you
talking
eat?
to
Did you go to nachos that day?
them. Yeah. So I'm talking to
You're
this
just you're just filled with the burrito and you're dreaming about Mexican people.
So I'm talking to Mexican people. And I'm like, dude, what are you guys doing here? And they're like, oh, like the old guy who lived here, he said that we could deal drugs. And I'm like, all right, well, I guess you're grandfathered in. You can keep doing drugs here. But I'm like, can you guys help me find the water main? They're like, no, man, we just sell drugs. and then I woke up and I was hot. I was really warm, like body temperature. And then I Googled, what does it mean when you have a dream where your house is flooding and you try to ask your family to help you, but they got to go to the zoo. And then there's a Mexican family in your house and they're selling drugs. And they won't help you find the water main either. And no one had
You Googled all that?
Yeah, no one had ever Googled that. I was the first person. There was no recommendations.
I think I've Googled something not quite, but very close. I think maybe just a couple words. Maybe just instead of zoo, maybe it was amusement park, and maybe like Mexican. You replace it with like Polish, and then
dude, honestly,
I think I've had the exact same dream.
I did wake up and I was like, all right, I understand every part of that dream except the Mexican family. Why did I dream that there was a Mexican family?
I think we can break the. I mean, Grant, what are your thoughts? I think we can break this down. I have some ideas.
Maybe there's like a communication barrier between me and somebody. I don't know.
Yeah. I think something like that for sure.
Or maybe
yeah.
It's like some sort of residual, like haunting almost from something that happened in the house before. Maybe a crime. Maybe some drug abuse.
Maybe you're. Maybe you're open to something spiritual that happened in the past.
Dude, the other thing that's weird is like I was running around in the basement trying to find the water main, and I got to this part of my basement that I'd never been to, and it was huge, like huge ceilings, and wall to wall it's just covered with like water coolers. And I was like, what the fuck did the guy who lived here
that clearly has something to do with your job, because that sounds like where you like load your van every morning.
Yeah.
We don't have water coolers though. I mean, it's water still, but it was weird. It wasn't like softener shit though. It was weird.
It was like the Culligan Man water things.
Yeah, like those big jugs.
I think because you moved into a new house, because that is a big thing. So you should have anxiety around. You should have an appropriate amount of anxiety around something like that. That's a good thing. That means your brain's working and whatever. But it's probably because it's so disorganized. Because you're moving into a new place and there's a lot going on, and maybe you associate disorganization with like drug dealing and stuff like that, and maybe like not understand, and then the language barrier and not understanding, So it's probably because it's a big thing. So,
Dude,
so maybe it's like maybe something like that.
Hold on, I'm gonna disconnect my mic real quick and just show you guys what the house looks like, just the main level for 1 second, okay? I gotta.
Wait, why don't you should just FaceTime us?
Oh yeah, okay.
Just FaceTime us.
Do you guys remember like how?
I'll show you the Airbnb I'm staying in.
Do you guys remember how elite it was when a kid would have one of those water cooler things at his house? Like you go over to somebody else's house and they got the Culligan Man. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna step away and show you guys real quick.
Okay, hold on. I'm joining the FaceTime.
Oh, by the way,
listen.
I googled Jimmy Neutron's mom, and she does not. She cannot get it. I'm sorry.
She's not that hot?
She's hideous, dude. Okay,
all right, let's see this. Let's see this. Oh, it's nice, dude. Listeners, if you're listening to this, join the FaceTime. Also join the FaceTime. I'm going to put you up to my microphone.
Oh, there's a cat.
Got the fucking fridge, dog. Got the fucking...
This is... It just cut to Ryan's Zoom, and he's just no one's on mic. This is excellent podcasting.
Uh-huh.
I like how I've been in Europe for 16 days, and I have so much to tell, and I'm like, let's check out Ryan's house.
Let's talk about Santa and
Talk about Santa. What else do you want?
It's a really nice place, dude.
I'm hyped, man. Anyway, sorry. I should have waited, but
no, it's fine.
I didn't.
What's going on with you? What's going on with you, Grant?
What is going on with me? I went to the Twins game. I saw Flo Rida at the Twins game the other night.
Really?
Yeah,
what was he doing?
Nice.
He played a concert.
Damn. Was it good?
No, it was pretty bad.
He did like the fourth inning.
No, it was after. It was after.
He's kind of like old Ryder at this point.
Yeah. He's Flo Rida. We looked it up. He's 67 years old.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
He's
that was my guess
67.
though. He's 44. But
Crazy
goddamn. Yeah.
Is it because he's from Florida?
It's gotta be, right? If it's not, I mean,
Yeah.
what the hell
Doesn't
are we
he have
even doing?
Doesn't he have prions? Just making up.
Is he one of
like,
those guys?
Rumors, making up
Others.
rumors about Flo Rida.
Is prions really a disease, or is
Dude,
it?
yeah, I think you get it from
I
eating
don't
old meat.
I don't do that they them prions shit. I'm not with all that prions.
What if prions worked like brain slugs, you know? And then this guy's got prions. He's like, I don't got no damn prions, but I will say, you guys got to eat some old meat. Eat some raw meat that's been left out.
Sure. Sure. Yeah.
He has like a moment of lucidity. He's like, help! He's like, eat some raw meat that's been left out.
So they got Flo Rida to do the halftime show.
Yeah, pretty much, and it was it was very fine.
You spin my head right around, right
yeah.
around. They played that.
Yeah.
Hey,
And
I
Low.
wanna dang. Him and Pitbull kind of have the same thing going on.
They called him Mr. Worldwide, or no, they called him Mr.
Whoa.
International, which is
But
like
isn't
Pitbull is Mr. Worldwide.
Pitbull's Mr. Worldwide.
But they called him Mr. International, and Kelly and I like looked at each other. We're like, he's not Mr. International.
No,
Like, come
no,
on,
no,
now.
no, no,
Come
no,
on.
no,
now.
no.
He's
Flo
literally,
Rida-
his name is literally Florida.
Florida man.
can't be
He's
calling
Florida
yourself-
man. So
Dude,
yeah,
in
no,
high
it's-
school, there. Sorry.
I got
in
nothing.
high school, we called a kid Orlando because he moved from Orlando, and then we called a kid Florida because he moved from Florida, and then another kid the year after moved from Orlando, but he couldn't be called Florida, he was Orlando.
Orlando's kind of a sicker name than Florida.
Orlando is a very sick name. Also, just like, dude, turning Florida into Flo Rida, he deserves like the Nobel like prize for literature or something for doing that. Because like, how did nobody like this
He was
man?
the first to-
This man
he
is
was
a
the first
fucking
to get it.
innovator. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Flo
No,
Rida,
that is-
that's
yeah.
so sick.
There's so many Florida rappers who were like, "Fuck,
Yeah.
It's the perfect name for where I'm from.
shit, god damn it."
Yeah, no, it's just been nice here. Just been fucking kicking it, doing some shows and stuff. I'm headlining the Plus in Eau Claire on July 13th. If anybody out there is interested in that,
Get on it.
I do.
Oh, yeah.
Here's like a
We got some listeners in Eau Claire that always pop out.
yeah. Here's an apology. Kelly was like. Looking. Oh, by the way, this is a podcast where we apologize, guys. If you want, write in some anonymous apologies because we haven't done one in like 6 months. I feel like, but yeah, wecoolpodcast.com if we want to submit those. Kelly was she was like bummed out, so she was looking for a feel good movie, and she like just went on Roku and was like did the voice search for like feel good movies.
She took the train down into the city.
Yeah, Roku.
She said,
Roku
I
City.
gotta catch a flick. I'm gonna head down in the city."
Which kind of crazy to just like leave it to Roku to give you a recommendation. Like
Roku, take the wheel.
and
It's out of my hands, baby.
It recommended Of Mice and Men. As
Incredible. Incredible.
Oh my god.
That's so wild. Like who would feel good after that? Like
It's people who hate developmentally disabled people.
like, do you want to
It's
see a man?
Fuck yeah. He got what he had coming to him. He never should have hugged that lady like that.
yeah, after a disabled man hugs a lady to death, his friend has to execute him.
I remember we were reading that freshman year of high school, and when he killed the bunny, I remember my English teacher being like, "Now, guys, remember our vocabulary word, foreshadowing? This might be a little foreshadowing." And we were all like, "Yeah, we know he kills a lady at the end. Like, we've
seen the movie.
seen the movie, and we have the internet, you know?"
Yeah.
Isn't it John Malkovich in the movie? Right?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I've never seen the movie.
I haven't
Movie's
either.
great. We watched it in English class after we read it, and I was like, because
Actually, you know what? We did. I don't know why I said. Yeah, we did watch it at some point.
Dude,
I just don't remember.
I was doing like a cartoonish dumb voice because we would do popcorn reading, and then everyone would have me do the like the voice.
Can you give us a little taste?
Yeah. I don't know, George. And then I kept, and then like
it sounds a lot like Frank the plumber, actually, or the Frank the gynecologist.
Dude, Ryan's always had 5 characters just in the Rolodex.
We were watching the movie, and I was like, damn, the guy who's doing Lenny, he's doing better than I was. He made a better choice.
He's really bringing it.
He isn't just being loud and going, I don't know, George.
He's not playing it like a cartoon bear. Yeah, but that is a wild recommendation to cheer somebody up.
That's so funny.
Steinbeck is a great author because he writes like really smart books for dumb people. Like it's like that book is like a pamphlet.
I mean, yeah, but that's a children's book. I mean,
but a lot of his books are like that.
It is John Malkovich.
I think Steinbeck's one of my favorite writers.
Case
but
in
I think
point.
And I rest my case, Your Honor.
No, I think if you can reach a lot of people, if you can write very simplistically, I think there's something very beautiful.
And I'm
to that.
I'm a fan as well. That's not shade.
He takes on
it's
very
good.
big ideas. He takes on like very, very big concepts, and you know, in
have
like
you read
an
The Pearl?
idiot. I haven't. I've read East of Eden twice, Grapes of Wrath once, and then Mice and Men once.
Those are like probably his 2 most complicated books too. Like
East of Eden's my favorite. East of Eden's not. It's guys. I know, and this is like a very like. This is not like an original. Like many guys' favorite books is East of Eden, but it is.
Many guys.
Many guys read East of Eden.
That's what that song's about.
Yeah, many guys. Oh man, it is so beautiful. It's so biblical, and it's so all the characters are so round and ahead of their time. He writes women, I think, in a very round, complicated way, and he writes people of different races in a very round, complicated way that not a lot of people were doing in the 1930s. So shout out Steinbeck.
That was really insightful.
And he's got a lot of good working class socialist ideology.
Oh yeah, that's
but he's not forcing it. It's just kind of hidden. He's got one of my favorite quotes. I'll stop. I'm not being funny right now, but he's got one of my favorite quotes, which is like every American is a temporary millionaire, which I really like because we all think we're gonna make $1 million, and this is why there will never be any movement because it's like, well, why would I help out in the working class? Because I'm gonna be a millionaire in like a month.
Also, it's within your grasp.
Oh no, a temporarily embarrassed millionaire. You're an embarrassed millionaire. Sorry.
You get a little credit card. You get a little $7,000 loan.
Listen, you get a little credit card, and you go. You have a $10,000 max on it. You can go to Europe and
be a millionaire.
Be in Barcelona and podcast with your friends as a millionaire.
Mm-hmm. That's really insightful. Hey, what about a cooking book called Crepes of Wrath?
So
I've been holding on to that one for a while. Man.
So is it just crepes then?
Yeah, it's just how you cook crepes.
It's a guy who can't get it right, and he's really pissed off.
The fucking dough. It rips. It's too thin.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here to plug East of Eden.
Yeah, Tommy, do you want to tell us about what's going on in Europe, dude? I'm curious what the stand-up is like over there. It seems like there's a lot going on. A lot of people are going over there to do shows. Yeah,
surprisingly, I've met a ton of people. I've met some really fucking funny people. Dublin, I think, was my favorite, all in all. But I was staying in this town. I was staying in, like, Temple Bar in Dublin, which is kind of like it's like their Greenwich Village, Times Square-ish area. So I was, like, really in the touristy shit of it all. But it gets really cool when you go like 6 blocks out of the neighborhood, like most neighborhoods, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But Yeah, Temple Bar. It's like it's just 12 blocks of just pubs and pubs and pubs. And there's an Irish lad playing a guitar in every pub, and he sings one Irish tune, and then he sings "Rock Me Mama." He sings "Wagon Wheel," and they sing "Country Home," and an Ed Sheeran song, and then they all look the same. So every bar in Temple Bar feels like a Rick and Morty like universe where you're just kind of like, am I going anywhere? I just keep getting drunker and drunker. And every place is like the same.
Out of one bar and into the same
into
bar.
The next bar, and it just feels like a weird like everywhere all at once movie, you know, where it's all the same. Crowds in Dublin, great. Comedy scene, Dublin's great. London, I just did a few shows. I did like a theater, like a small theater space that was like kind of artsy, and they were really, really cool. But it kind of felt like a Northeast Minneapolis like artsy show, where like once you get them, you really get them, you know. And then there was a couple, and then I was doing this club in the downtown of London, and I had one great set, and then but here's the difference: when I'm not having a great set, I start getting like big back sweat and I get really nervous because I feel like I'm so just like not connecting. So it's either like I'm either connecting like all the way, like I bombed and I didn't, whatever, like, you know what I mean? I didn't do good on, so it's Sunday, on Friday night on this early show in Barcelona, because the whole crowd was, no one was from the UK or America. So that was the first time I ever done stand-up in front of like and everyone spoke English.
Like a truly international crowd.
Truly international crowd. And like I was like asking people where they were from, and like they would just say,
trying to
and
do
I would
crowd
just be
work with places where you're like, where the fuck is that?
Yeah, one woman's like, I'm from the Netherlands, and I was like, I hear great things.
Pass.
And then like that gets a laugh because I was getting laughs off of like struggling. Do you know what I mean? And like kind of leaning into struggling. But then the next show was like it was like the 10 o'clock show on Friday. Was it? Yeah, Friday. It was all drunk, German, British, a couple Americans, 2 Americans in the front row, and then I killed that one. But it's been really weird because like I've been more nervous going into every show because I'm just like, I just don't even know. I don't know how they're gonna respond to anything. You know, I just have no clue.
Yeah.
And then all the comics, like so there's this one comic who, Kyla Cobbler, she's an Irish comic, shout out to her. And she's seasoned, she's a fucking seasoned pro Irish comedian. Maybe probably the best host I've ever seen. I told her, like, I was like, Irish comedians are like the best hosts. It's like they have a certain type of style of hosting that only like black comedians in America have. Which is like very, and like generalizations obviously, but like very like interacting with the crowd, but good at like moving it quick and along and getting, and Irish comics have that. She was really good at that. She killed, but she's been doing comedy all over Europe. So she has something to say about everybody. Mm-hmm. And she's like, can make references and can like tie things together. And I'm like, that's incredible. So to answer your question a long way, I've either done really, really well, or it's been like, this is uncomfortable for me.
What are the comics like? Like, what are the
all the comics are cool.
Are they doing like American stand-up? Are they like trying to do what we're doing, or is it like a different thing?
Yeah, they're a little. Yeah, they only host differently. The only thing the UK has is they host shows differently than American comics, which I think might be a little better, but their comedy is a little behind. Like, because I can't go as alty as I want to, as I could if I were doing like a comedy corner crowd or a Sisyphus crowd, depending on the night, or like a Brooklyn crowd. You know what I mean? I have to like, it's almost like performing in London's almost like performing in like the Upper East Side. You know, where it's just like you have to do like it's got to be a little bit more setup punch and like clean cut, which I end up not even doing anyways, because like I'm not I'm like very ADD and I'm kind of a mess. You know, all the comics are cool. There's a couple British comics try to size you up at first because I think a lot of people from New York come through and I think New York comics are kind of like we're the best. But I don't have that energy going into it. I'm really like cool. I just want to be chill with everybody. And then I think after they see me perform, we can get along. But I think that's everywhere. Comics don't like trust you until they see you perform.
It's funny because comics will be like, it's a brotherhood and stuff, and then just like not give a new person a chance at all until you see them perform.
Yeah, and I've been trying to come in with really silly energy and trying to do like what like I saw like Ryan do early on. Got it. Which is just like be as goofy as possible because comics get really like they're like almost like dogs where it's just like, and it's like if you tear down your shit, like I was doing this like debate show last night in Barcelona and I lost all the debates. I think I was the funniest, but I was not prepared, and my shtick of the night was I was just riffing and not prepared. But I was in the green room and the comics were like, this is like a debate show that's like filmed and they want to like win. It's like a competition. And I'm like, and it's like a show where you get hammered, and I'm already getting like hammered, and I'm like trying to like the comics have their notes out, and I'm like trying to like delete their notes on their phone and like their computer, and just being like I don't know, like taking a page out of Ryan's book, like being a rascal, and kind of like a little bit bombing sometimes on stage, but in a way where it's like who really cares, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think the comics are a lot more like written. They're a lot more structured than like America. I was telling Michael because I was doing shows in Dublin with Michael Rowland. I forgot to mention that. We're coming up. Sorry, we're getting into the Patreon, by the way, folks. I've been rambling, but I was like, dude, they play like if it was like music, like, dude, Americans, we do jazz, man. We're just up there like, who gives a fuck? I don't even care if this note's off. I know I'm playing the music, and they're more like classical. They're more like hitting the notes, you know? It's like a very like rhythmically like a 2007 Comedy Central version of comedy. You know, yeah, maybe that's not quite 90s, but it's like a mid 2000s. I don't know.
Sounds great. Sorry. It sounds great.
yeah.
It sounds great. I wish we were still there. I wish we could say the things we could say in 2007.
No, but they're also a little bit. They're behind in PC stuff. They're a little bit like still in like 2014 PC brain.
Hell yeah. Oh wait,
you know,
like in the bad way.
It's bad, yeah.
In a bad way, like like they're
2014.
still in like think piece blog wokeness, which is like American culture has entered in like a nihilistic wokeness, and this is like the least funny I've ever been.
Haven't they heard about Shane Gillis, baby? Come on now.
Like a British woman was talking about having she was having a bit about stepping speaking up for somebody on the bus, a brown Muslim person, and then she's like, right, and I know my white savior complex, classic white woman, and I was like, oh, people were doing that in 2015. You know,
her name was Adam Quinnell. Little deep cut.
Little deep cut for the Patreon.
No, we aren't a Patreon yet, but there is literally no chance that he would hear this or any of our listeners even could find him.
It's really interesting, Grant. Like the comedy. Like it's really interesting.
I want to hear how much they're paying you, but let's bring that over onto the Patreon. Because it's we need whatever. Guys, sign up for the Patreon. Sign up for the Patreon. We Cool Podcast on Patreon. Other than that, August 2nd and 3rd, mark it down in your calendar. We're headlining Sisyphus Brewing. And I don't know. Anything else you guys want to mention?
I'm gonna be in Italy next week, I think. So come out. Come out, dude.
Come out to Italy.
Come out to Italy. I think I'm gonna do shrooms in Rome. Is that a good idea?
Yeah, it is. No, it is. Dude, Rome's gonna be crazy right now.
I haven't done any drugs.
So
I did a little Molly with a guy in Lisbon, and I think he gave me meth.
Yeah, probably meth.
I did, and I made him do it with me.
All right. Okay. Yeah. We'll get into that on the Patreon. So see us over there. Bye.